Hello. Week ahead's reading for 3rd of May to 10th of May. And I'm using this giant Rider-Waite Clarifiers 7th Sphere. I've got 3 Oracle I haven't looked at as usual. Mystic Bees, Chakra, Wisdom Oracle cards that I've done this week's just single pull cards, and I think that one, which one is it? Super Attractor, Gabriella Bernstein. So let's get going. Let's find out what the energy is of this week. And I don't know why I picked this deck because it is so big and I can hardly shuffle. Let's have a look. First one out, reversed Knight of Wands. No action, inaction, not hearing something. Devil reversed. Releasing, I feel like that's releasing a need to know. So something you're not hearing, or you're releasing a need to do something. And something that you have actually been felt inclined to do. Now you're letting it go. King of Pentacles. Stepping into your own power, somebody around you who has, is able to ground you, who's got the resources, or you are becoming a little bit more focused on that. So maybe whatever you're feeling the need to let go of is leading you into that King of Pentacles energy. It could be a Taurus, could be Taurian, or you might stubbornly be pursuing something that's important to you. All 2 together. 5 of Wands, competition, and the Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse. I'll look at that again in a minute. You might just be fearlessly working towards this King of Pentacles energy. Staying in your own energy. We are actually in Taurian season. So it could be that if you are, this is your month, this is the month for you to stay driven, to you're trying to prove yourself to be better. This is a period of time where you are actually looking at where you've come from, that you might be feeling exhausted from it. The energy might be quite tiring. You might have been working really hard. It might have at times caused you to lose a little faith, and you might just be feeling a little bit despondent, and this battle is a little bit hard for you, Taurus. I don't know, I said Taurus, but we're not doing a Taurus reading. We're doing a general reading, but you, like I said, you might be Taurus, or we are actually in Taurus season. So this is that even if you're feeling a little exhausted and a little worn out, you are nearly at the final destination. So have strength. Know that that comes in multiple ways. Strength. It's not always forceful. It's not always this combative energy. Sometimes that release that we had earlier, this night of, not worrying about taking action. Sometimes this strength can be not taking action. Sometimes the strength can be releasing the control over things, releasing the obsessions. And so this strength that you're entering to may take a different format. You might have previously been working really hard, and now you're just like, let's leave this and see this where it's going. And you have got the power to get through some tricky situations. There's some mountains in the back of the strength card, and she's popping her hand inside the lion's mouth. So it may feel like you really are facing something a little bit stressful, but know that this is coming underneath the King of Pentacles. So this is your wish fulfillment, and you should be, after all this battle, after all this work, you're about to receive something that is going to make you very happy. You might be exhausted from it, but you are right near the end. So somewhere between this week, you are going to see signs that you're closing off a cycle and you're releasing the things from the past. You're releasing, I want to say you're releasing a need to be right. And then we've got the Queen of Swords. Oh, in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. I feel like you're not speaking up. You're just, whatever it is that's going on that's causing you this little bit of, you know, that you're having to keep going, you're just going to stay silent about it. You're not speaking. You're just, enough. I'm not doing that. I know where I'm going. I'm on my path to establishing the secure future. The King of Pentacles is also a reminder that he's there to lead. He's in control. He's working towards this abundant future, but he keeps something to himself. And on another deck of cards, I love it. It has a melon behind the throne on the vice versa deck. And it always reminds me how you have to keep back something for yourself. So keeping quiet about where you're going, having this quiet strength. Yeah, these are all yellow here, which is really positive. And just knowing that, yeah, you've been a bit exhausted, you've been a bit wounded, you've got the battle scars for getting where you are. You don't need to, just knowing that you're on the right path, knowing that you're right is enough in this occasion. And keep some of this energy, keep some of your savings, make sure you're paying yourself first. Make sure that you are still staying on target to achieve the things that you need to achieve. Let's have a look at the end sort of bit. Queen of Wands in reverse. Yes, so a confirmation for me there. This Knight of Wands in reverse. 9 of Wands upright. Queen of Wands in reverse. This is no action. This is a time where you need to be a little quiet. You're not hearing from something. Don't rush to fill gaps. You're nearly at the finish line, closer than you think. And you are not currently stepping forward into that entrepreneurial, taking that action forward. You might feel a little blocked because you're not speaking up. You might feel like maybe you're not moving in the right direction. This cat here in reverse, not touching base with your intuition. So again, could be counterintuitive to you. It could feel counterintuitive. And you might even be being told not to speak up. Judgment in reverse. Getting a slightly different message here now with these three. Queen of Swords reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, and Judgment in reverse. While you may not be speaking up, this could be a sign to make sure that you are making sure there is some clarity there. So saying what is necessary. Don't have to say too much, but you do need to make sure things are heard, because otherwise an injustice may occur. I don't know what this is about. We'll definitely be using clarifiers. 5 of Swords there. Yeah. So this is why I think you're not speaking up, because in this card, this is all about, is it worth it? Does the win come at a cost? So I feel like you're balancing. Don't be surprised if we see justice come up. I said justice there, but it's judgment. Don't be surprised if you are questioning whether you do say something. And I wouldn't be surprised if justice comes up, because, you know, here he's won and other people have walked away. So I think you might be balancing, tempering those words, making sure that you're not going off on a tangent, not biting your lip a little bit to make sure. Oh, Two of Cups, partnerships. Okay. Yeah. So this could specifically be about, friendships or relationships. The Two of Cups is soul partnerships. And, this might be a case where you're not speaking up, but you are still driving. I don't know what it is. It looks like a lot of like bantery, argumentative-y stuff going on. And it's probably exhausting, but you're coming to the end of it. And I feel like just being quiet and not speaking too much, but saying what you need to say. And that just it's giving me a headache, that is, quite frankly. So let's have a look at this Knight of Wands in reverse and this Devil and see what further advice there is. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, so again, more sense of exhaustion. Now, the Ten of Swords does stand for betrayal, something that's really disappointing and possibly even hurtful. But now it's come out. And maybe that's what's causing the loss of voice, because you're probably very, very upset about what's been said, what's been done. It could feel like a sense of betrayal and you just don't really want to talk about it anymore. The Knight of Wands. Upright. So something's coming out. You can't speak about it. Somebody's not speaking about it. It is going to be spoken about. No action's being taken. Because now this Knight of Wands that was in reverse is upright. Which means we're about to see something happen. And this something that's going to happen is going to come from a betrayal. From a sense of betrayal. It's going to feel bad for you. But, you're going to find out about it. And then we've got this Return in reverse. And that is like the Death. It's something going in full cycle. So it could be a cyclical argument, but you've returned back to where you were. And the need to return is going to bring healing. King of Swords. So we've had Queen of Swords not speaking up, and the King of Swords is going to make a decision. Okay. And we've got Judgment in reverse. So somebody is going to find this decision a little unfair. They're going to feel restricted. That action is going to feel restricted. They're not going to be able to do something. It's going to feel pretty bad to them. Knight of Swords in reverse. It's going to come out that someone or something is not the things that you didn't know about, you're going to hear about. And it could be, but this is via a solicitor. So you're going to hear something or get some communication via a solicitor. This week. Oh. Ace of Pentacles. So I feel perhaps you're being quiet. You're a little bit scared to say this is going to be successful. But this solicitor, and I feel it is now, this lack of words, this lack of action, something's going to come out and you are going to be presented with an offer. And it's a pretty good offer. I mean, is it coming out this week? It certainly feels that way, that you're going to get that. Because it's something that's gone round in a circle and it's been looked at and you're going to have felt a bit of a betrayal over. Could be related to a relationship, but it's not relationship all over this reading. So it's more likely to be, as opposed to a romantic relationship, but it could be more likely to be business partnership or something like that. We've got this legal sense because we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. We've got the King of Swords. Somebody's not really speaking up. You're having to use your inner strength to keep this on track. You're trying to stay focused, trying to stay in control, making sure you're keeping some money for yourself. It's a little bit confusing, this. Oh, and then we've got the Fool upright. So we're having these cards that are upside down and turning upright. And this is something that's going to make you feel, you know, you're going for a bit of make you feel like things are not going to go in your favor. So when you're getting that feeling, what we're getting now is actually you need to have a little bit of faith. There are people around that are on your side, and you're walking from the dark, from the shadows into the light. And this is a very odd feeling. So this could be something like legal matters, work-based legislation, where you could be getting an offer come out. You could be going through a divorce. I feel less inclined that it is one, but if that resonates with you, take it. You could be getting a legal settlement from, you know, I don't know, car. I'm not seeing any travel here, but it could be accidents or something like that. And then we've got the Four of Wands. Yeah, oh, that's funny, because that's about healing and health. So you could be getting a medical compensation. You could be hearing about that. You could be recovering. Or this offer that's coming to you could be, you know, enabling you to take a rest, take a bit of a pause, and not have to keep battling on through it because you are exhausted because of this Nine of Wands, which is like near completion. And then we get the Two of Swords. Big decision, a decision coming out. I don't usually go into more cards, but I really want to find out, want to know what is going on with this. So let's have a look at what might be on my desk, what deck might be here. Let's use this little Japanese deck. Because I feel like you've probably waited a long time. This is a cycle. You could have even waited up to a year, because we're seeing that return. A month. It could be a year cycle. It could be a season cycle. A return. I'm hearing tax return. Maybe you're going to get a tax rebate. A return to better health. A return to ill health. So we've got this betrayal and this Knight of Wands. We've got Page of Swords in reverse. So another message, not hearing messages. I hope this makes sense to you, because I'm really struggling with this, as I do sometimes. Some messages coming in, not hearing. You're not hearing back from something about an argument. Could be legal matters. You cannot be hearing back. That's why you're in the dark. You're in silence with this. And then the Knight of Swords again. So many repetitive messages. So not hearing something from somebody. I feel like going behind your back, because the Page of Swords is often about spying. It's about you're not taking any notice and somebody is looking into things in the background. And then you hear the Knight of Swords. Now the Knight of Swords is quick action. So it's sudden change. And this has probably taken so long that you think, I'm never going to hear anything. It's not happening. And then out of the blue, you start hearing the messages, and 8 of Swords there. So that is going to free up your mental cloud, because you're going to start hearing something about, you're going to feel able to see the way a little bit clearer. 3 of Pentacles there, foundations. Yeah, this offer is going to enable you to set the foundations for something you've dreamed of. Remember, we saw the 9 of Wands. And, the Hanged Man in reverse. Yes. What is happening this week? And I do feel that sense of, like, sudden change. Or you might hear it. So even if your Ace of Pentacles hasn't come in this week, you're going to hear the Judgment. And so whatever you've been worrying about is not going to go in your favour. I think it is. If it doesn't, let me just add a caveat here. if by any chance that Judgment in reverse means it's not going in your favor or you're not accepting, and know that, hold on with that inner strength. Know that actually this will be a new opportunity for you, but you just don't know it is a new opportunity. This is such a strange reading, I'm sorry. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles back, laying foundations, and then we've got the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is waiting for that to come in. So this is all making sense in a way, but not in the way that I can make sense of it. So I'm hoping it really makes sense for you, because you're waiting for something, and you have been on a pause. That pause is over. The Hangman's you're able to, you don't need to look at another pressure. You've been looking at things, all different angles. How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I solve this problem? How can I move forward maybe into self-employment? How can I go into this new business partnership? You're waiting. You've put the investment in. You just don't know. Five of Swords. Oh no, we had Five of Wands. Five of Swords. So many swords, so much anxiety. And that is, sorry, because it looks so different, but the Five of Swords there is that, again, being careful that you're not being stabbed in the back, but also being careful that you are not the person doing that, because you're waiting for something to come in. Fives again. This is change. This week, whatever happens, whatever news you hear that you thought wasn't going to go in your favour, brand new Ace of Pentacles, new abundance coming in, it is going to go in your favour. It all means big change. You're probably going to lose something. It's going to come at some cost. That's for sure, because there's the Five of Pentacles, which is the two that she's lost there. She's still got 3 cups standing. You're still okay. You're not, it's not going all horribly wrong. You think it is, and then at the last minute, you're going to hear some news, and it's all going to go in your favour. Final card, the Star. Yes, the Star, which is about, again, gaining your wishes, things that, you're getting some healing, you're going to get some time. If this was, I did get slight health vibes. If this is a health thing which keeps causing you, having retests and stuff, you're going to hopefully hear some good news about that. Because the Star is often meaning healing. Let's have a look at these 3 oracle cards. I feel like the change is just going to keep you on your toes, and you're going to be like, Mystic Bees official. Staying away from you is the hardest thing I ever had to do. That could be from you. That could be for someone else. And it's, we had this not talking. We had this battles, being careful not to, cut off your nose to spite your face, and making sure that, you're not winning at all costs, at any cost. And it could be someone else, because we are definitely getting that not speaking vibe on this. So maybe someone isn't speaking to you. Maybe it's a work partnership. Maybe it is a romantic partnership that's just gone into a formal phase where there's, and then we've got, when I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundance. So stay faithful, stay focused on that outcome and the fruits of your, your work that you've put in. So even though you're feeling like it's not going to go, oh yes, I'll just put that down right there. When I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. It is very near, this abundance. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, something great is about to happen. You've probably just had a little bit of faith. And then this is guilt. So someone's guilty. And maybe we were getting a legal action. We're getting an outcome. Staying away from you is the hardest thing to do. Someone does feel guilty about their actions. Again, could be an employer, could be a work-base, could be a relationship, could be a family, could be anything. But know that this week, even though you might be getting the vibe, I think what we're going to see and what we need to stay focused on is the Star card for healing and outcome that you want. We've got the 9 of Cups as well, which is all about wish fulfillment. And even if you dare not wish it, this abundance is coming your way. So 3rd of May to the 10th of May, you have a lovely week.